everyone, I'm Dan Albers, and welcome to This Week in Anderson. As joining me always is my co-host, Steve Ellis. And Steve, I'm super excited to have our next guest. He's a good friend of ours, and been meaning to try to get him on for a very, very long time. We finally were able to get him, but it's kind of fitting that we have him on this week, too, because we'll talk about what is going down here in a few minutes, but great to get with Bobby finally.
Well, a great friend, great coach, and we could probably do like a 3-part series. One would be the G version, another one might be pre-marriage and other things like that. But no, honestly, it's a great because it's perfect timing because he's getting ready to go into the Hall of Fame, and we're really excited for him and well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we said, joining us is Bob Mullenax. And Bobby, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you being in the basement here.
Yes, in the USPN studios. We had a little bit of a little disaster happen the last couple weeks, and that's why we were kind of off for a little bit with
got a new look up.
Got a new look, but yeah, it's
show your better side, Danny.
Yeah, well, that is true. I'll show my better side. So, but as we said, joining us is Bob Mullenax. And Bob, let's go back to, we always talk about the growing up. So let's talk about growing up. We know that you did not grow up in Anderson, but talk a little bit about where you're from.
I was born in Youngstown, Ohio, and my dad was transferred to Columbus.
Okay.
We lived in a city called Reynoldsburg, which is east of Columbus.
Yep.
And I found a group of friends at an early age that we just stayed together, and all we did was play ball.
Yeah.
There was no video game. There wasn't any of that stuff. That's all we did.
Yeah.
From the time the sun came up till my mom was waiting for me when the street lights come home. I better have been home.
That's it.
That's exactly what we did.
So you lived in a neighborhood where a bunch of kids, you didn't have to go too far?
Yes. We were all like compact within like a 2-mile area, and back then it wasn't neat to ride a bike, so you ran everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I just ran. And I was ready to go once I got there, no matter what we were doing. So, and like I said, grew up there and graduated there. And
what was the high school there?
Reynoldsburg.
Was it Reynoldsburg High School?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
it's a big
smaller?
high school.
It's a big one. Okay.
Yeah, it's giant.
Is it?
It's giant. It's changed a little bit over the years, but it was a great place to go to school.
Yeah.
Played all 3. Actually, the night of the Hall of Fame ceremony, I have to get back with them, but I reached out and got a hold. I think I told Steve this, my high school baseball coach, after 50 years.
Oh.
So he might come down that way.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's kind of a tough ask.
Right.
Guys are even older than you to make the trip one day and go back and pay the money.
Well, there's going to be people there at the Hall of Fame from, Frank Shears and teachers and coaches from year. Yeah, that'll be just like that. So, Bobby, you're talking about growing up in Reynoldsburg and playing all the sports. What sports did you play? What did you start playing?
I started playing football. And then, all my friends, like I said, did all 3. So football is done. Maybe you took a day off to go to basketball.
Okay.
And in between basketball and baseball, maybe you took a day or 2 off.
Change your cleats.
And just go. I never had very much time to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I squeezed some minutes in, but we were just doing that all the time.
So what was it? You said football, basketball, and baseball?
Yeah.
So you didn't know other sports?
No. I love the sport of hockey, but I can't skate from me to you. No. I tried it a couple times. I would fall 3 times. I can't either.
Sideways skate, right, with on the side. That's how I
skate. You didn't have a tennis racket or
negative.
All right. So here's the big question that I know a lot of people want to know, and we ask this a lot. A lot of people are transported into Anderson, and what I want to know officially, and I want you to tell everybody, is how you got to Anderson, why did you pick Anderson?
Good question. When I was with Delta, of course, everyone lived in northern Kentucky.
Okay,
So
close to the airport.
Yeah, I shopped around, and I just couldn't find anywhere that I thought it would be comfortable.
Okay.
And I actually worked with a guy that lived out here, and he says, well, come on out here. It's only 20 minutes away.
Really? Okay.
So I said, all right. So I got off at 5 Mile, and I hit Beachmont Avenue, and that reminded me of my hometown.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I
The
thought,
main strip down the, yeah.
yeah, and a lot of places in northern Kentucky just didn't have that look at the time. And so I started trolling around there, and I called my wife, who was still in Columbus. I said, I found a pretty neat place, and the schools sound like they're good. And she goes, well, I'll come down and we'll look around. We bought our first house in the Summit area.
Okay.
And stayed there 6 or 7 years, right across the street from Vince.
Yeah.
And then we moved where we are now.
Wow. So Vince, was that when Vince was on? Was it Loisdale or
Loisdale Court.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I pulled in the truck full of furniture from the front to the back, because all my softball buddies helped me pack up there, but they weren't going to follow me down here to unpack. So I opened the back door, and of course, you know, speeding down the highway, stuff was falling out on the ground and stuff. So he bops over across the court, and I'm thinking, thank God I got some help here. This guy's going to help me. He looks up and he goes, you got a lot of in here. I said, yeah, I do. He goes, well, see ya. Iowa and Michigan State start at 4. I'll see you later. It was, I said, there went my help.
Yeah.
So, but Vince and Crystal and Tara and I were close for a long, long time, and still are.
Yeah.
You know, he's just helped me in so many ways.
Right. You think about that, Bobby. You think about the fact that somehow your work buddy was able to get you to Summit, to Anderson. Yeah. And what we're talking about, you getting ready to go into Hall of Fame, would have never happened if you would not only moved here, but have Vince right across or right next door, right across the street from you.
Right. And Terry and I have talked about that from time to time. We didn't even know where Matt would have ended up in his
How
career.
life would have been different.
Yes, it would have been different. And for both my kids, really. And you know, it's a little maddening to think about that, what could have been and what eventually was.
I mean, I think about that all the time when everybody gets these stories. Steve and I have brought it up before. Like, my parents lived in Norwood. Okay. And I don't know what made them come to Anderson. And then Steve's parents come from so think about that. We would have never met. I would have never met you. I mean, just all that stuff, how it all comes to, you know.
It comes full circle, doesn't it?
It's crazy.
It is
absolutely crazy.
It comes full circle.
Yeah, it definitely does. So let's get into the transition going into high school. So when you got into high school, obviously it's a big school. Talk about what sports you played in high school, and like what were some of your favorite sports?
Whichever season I was in.
Really? Okay.
Good answer.
That's what I just shifted gears. Yeah. Because like I previously said, that's what all my buddies were doing. So we just shifted gears.
Did you have one that you know how I guess later on people favorite? Did you have a favorite sport? Let's say if you had to choose between the sports you played, did you have one that was more?
Sounds bad answer. I enjoyed them all. I really have a super passion for baseball. Yeah. And still to this day. Right. But I can't imagine not being in the gym in the winter for basketball. Right. And of course I don't coach football anymore, but coming to football fields on Friday night, that's a special thing. Right. That's a cool thing.
Well, let's talk about this. What people may not know is the 3 sports you played. In football, what did you play?
I was always a fullback because I was bigger than everybody else.
Yeah. Okay.
And somewhere on
meaner
defense,
and tougher. Yeah. That's what he meant to say.
Yeah. When they had fullbacks.
Yeah. When they had fullbacks.
That's going back. You know.
Yeah. People can't spell that position.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And then like a linebacker or corner on defense, that's what I did. But I only played up through my sophomore year in high school. Okay. Because mother stepped in. I got concussed so bad one night that I went from one doctor's office right to Children's Hospital. I was a mess.
Really?
I was a mess.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, now it does.
Yeah.
When the doorbell rings.
Some of the punches I threw and some of the shots to the head I took.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, so basketball, what'd you play?
I was a point guard.
Point guard.
Yeah,
Nice.
or I could play the one or the two,
Okay.
actually.
All right.
And we had some good teams.
Did you?
Yes, we had some pretty good teams. We had a center that was 6'7". And back in the mid-'70s, if you were 6'7", people would just come to the game to see 6'7".
Yeah.
Right.
That wasn't really thought of. And in our league, we had this guy that played for us. We had a kid that went to Toledo who was 6'8", and a kid that played at Ohio State that was 6'8".
Wow.
So those three, it was a triangle of just competitiveness. They were all really good.
Who were some of the teams that you guys played? Who was in your league at Reynoldsburg?
Whitehall, Gahanna, Worthington. These Delaware, Mount Vernon.
Did some of the schools break off into two schools?
Oh, they're almost all of those are two schools now.
Is that right? Gahanna, Lincoln, or
Gahanna, Lincoln has two schools. Pickerington.
Yeah,
North,
Central.
South.
Yeah, they have 9 in the Westervilles were in our league.
Yeah,
so
North,
that Ohio Capital Conference back then was really strong.
Wow.
Really strong,
oh my God, I bet.
league. Yeah.
And they're all big schools.
They were all big schools back then, but like you said, now they have 2 and 3 and 4 high schools.
So would you say, I've always been curious about this. You grew up obviously in Columbus and then here in Cincinnati. Are they pretty similar? Like if you go back to when you were playing, just similar in, or is it better? You know how they always do the East, West, all that stuff? You know how they do all that?
I think it's probably a little bit better in Central Ohio because they're bigger schools, and Central Ohio has a north, south, east, and west. We only in Cincinnati have north, east, and west.
Yeah,
they don't
right.
hit the river, so there isn't like a south end.
Right.
South end would be downtown. So I think up there bigger schools, and it was probably a little bit better. I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
And then you played baseball as well.
Yes.
What'd you play in baseball?
I pitched and played third and played left field.
Left field. Mm-hmm. All right.
Mm-hmm. On a field that had no fence, so if someone got a hold of it,
you got to chase it down.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Turn on the engines and go. But I enjoyed my time in baseball. Actually, my first pitching start was in 1973, and I was one of 2 sophomores to be on varsity.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And the team I was facing, they were regional runners up in the state, Eastmore.
Okay.
It's called Eastmore Academy now. And I played a lot of summer baseball with those guys, so I knew them all. Well, they had dudes all over the place. They actually had a 4-hitter who played guard at Ohio State.
Oh, wow.
His name was Ron Ayers. He was just a big, giant guy. So Mr. Nervous here, he doubled in the first inning. They scored 3 runs off me in the first inning.
Okay.
And I hit him 3 straight. The next time, I wanted to buzz him inside. That was an accident, and the other 2 times I plunked him, and he was like 6'5", 260 pounds. After the 4th ding, he gave me a hard stare walking out. Ooh, so we scored 7 runs, and that was my first varsity experience. Yeah, we got the win. Cool. That was pretty cool.
That is awesome.
So when you went on to play professional softball, what did you play in softball?
I played third and in the outfield.
Okay.
One of the 2. Those were just like my spots.
It kept you away from pitching.
I would never do that.
Yeah.
I would never do that. But I was fortunate enough when I worked for Delta to fly around on their teams, and we went everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Did you ever play against Moose at all?
No, I don't know. Maybe he asked me that once, but I've played probably against 25,000 people.
You probably crossed paths.
At some point.
I just didn't know at the time if you guys knew each other and might have played each other. Not at the time.
Did not. Okay. No.
Yeah, because I knew Moose was a nut with that softball crowd.
Yes, he was.
Not like us, right, Steve?
Correct.
Yeah, we didn't play that much. So let's get into let's talk a little bit about high school, after high school. Like, any thoughts? Did you have any thoughts of playing college ball at all? Did you get recruited? Any of that stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. And then we had something go down in my family. My dad got pretty sick, and it was my mother and me, my sister was at Ohio State, and I had a younger brother and younger sister, so I thought I have to do something and, go out and help make money and get out of my own so she wouldn't have one more mouth to feed when my dad was down, and he stayed sick for the next 20 years, if he was just in bad shape his last years of his life. And the marketing director for Delta Airlines moved right next door to my parents, and that's how I got on. And it was grotesque money at the time. When you're 19 years old and you're saying you get $2,000 checks a month back then, that was big time. That was who was buying every time we went out.
So another reason how you got here was
through them.
Another different neighbor.
Yes. I had to go to Chicago to get on full time.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. Midnight shift at O'Hare Airport. A lot going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
How were those winters? Not bad?
Well, I was only up there 5.5 months, and they got me a hardship to come back to Columbus.
Before winter?
It was starting. Yeah. Wow. I got out of there.
Good move.
Wow.
And then they got me into Columbus, and I stayed there till 1989, and that station was closing, and Cincinnati was up, and I told Terry, I said, well, I don't want to go to Atlanta. I don't want to go to Dallas and New York City. So if we're going to we got to grab Cincinnati, and that's.
So is that on that? Do they do that like you just like apply for it and say I want it, and they take you, or do they?
You mean like getting down here? No, they needed people down here because the hub was being built then. So they were taking. I work with guys from Alaska to San Juan to Massachusetts, and everywhere in between.
And what did you do? I forgot.
I just did a little bit of everything outside. It was one of those everything people.
Was your seniority? Did you bring that too?
Yes, I brought that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I had 13 years already, and that was pretty big. And then I got put on an early morning day shift, as you remember, that started at 4:45 a.m. So I would get up at 3:15 in the morning, stick my head in the shower, and drive the airport. I would see no one.
How long? And then what was your shift too? What time did you get done?
Well, you were supposed to get done at 12:45, but if we were done, they let us go.
Oh, wow.
Which was, that didn't happen all the time, but I was never late for practice and that stuff. I would go home and sleep for 30 minutes and go.
Go on to the next. All right. So if there wasn't this opportunity for you and the timing of everything after high school, well, what do you think you would have done? If the Delta thing didn't come through?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure. I would have tried to maybe go back to school, but things really never got any better. And I don't know. I don't know. Maybe an ice cream truck. I could eat and serve at the same time.
Oh, David Lee Roth over here.
Oh my God! I'm the ice cream man. Stop it when it passing by.
Oh my.
That would have been me. I like ice cream.
Oh, that is good.
I would have found something. I knew so many people up there that I would have landed on my feet somewhere.
Okay.
So
I didn't know if you'd be like a bar bouncer or a pimp or maybe. No, I mean honestly, I didn't know if you had like if you were good with cars or anything or.
No, I'm not mechanically very good anymore.
He probably knows that, and he's calling you out right now.
No, I mean karaoke maybe. I don't know. No, well, it all worked out, Bobby.
It did work out.
I would say that now. I mean, when you're knee deep and out there in negative 20-degree weather, freezing your ass off.
Yeah,
I had
many of those nights. Yeah. Many of those days and nights.
You paid your dues.
Yes, that's probably why I've been surgicalized so many times on
surgicalized.
I don't know if that's a word.
We're going to use that. Surgicalized.
Surgicalized, but that job would tear you up.
Yeah.
Handling
all that,
30,000 pound bins of cargo and mail and
thank you.
So let's get into your coaching.
Okay.
So when you got here and Vince was you already, I guess you had found out he was the
Yes.
football coach.
Yes.
And obviously being the sports guy that you are, did you have an inkling that you wanted to get into that?
Well, yeah, I did, and I started coming to practices when I wasn't working, and then
you did?
Yeah, and I started coming to practice. Well, Vince goes, well, come on. I think it was in '91, maybe. He says, Jeff Geesting's arm's going to fall off, because at the time he coached the receivers and the defensive backs. Well, you have to throw as many balls to DBs as you do receivers. So
Yeah.
I jumped into that, and
Well, I mean, that was just because of being neighbors with him and everything. He just kind of...
Yeah, he invited me, which was very good of him. He invited me because we would watch a lot of games together and stuff like that. And, one thing led to another. And the worst thing that ever happened at Anderson to me is, it was a great thing and it was a bad thing. It was when Vince took the job at Mount St. Joe, we won the state championship the next year.
Right.
And I know how hard he worked to get everyone ready into that point.
Right.
And we're all jumping around going crazy, and I remember looking up in the stands and seeing Vince, and I thought, boy,
it wasn't right. I get
nothing against Jeff. Jeff did a tremendous job. Filling in and doing the things he did. And Jeff was a great coach, but it would just seem bittersweet.
Right, I agree with you. I agree with you.
But Vince was very much still a part of it. I mean, I know he was up in the stands. I saw him that game. Yeah. And I know that obviously he would rather be standing down there. But I mean,
but he followed his passion.
Was the reason why.
Yes. Yes. And he followed his passion. He wanted to get into college, which eventually led him down to UC.
Right.
And then when Tommy Tuberville and that staff got released, and Vince decided at his age he would just find something else, and he found his quarterback camps, and
and that man still bleeds orange and black. I'm telling you.
No question about it.
Even during our broadcast that we do and everything, and even when he's trying to be neutral, it's hard for him to be neutral.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yes.
So, but no, I think that's awesome you said that, Bob, because I think a lot of people felt the same about, Vince built this. I mean, I was a part of that crap that played before Vince got there, and it was tough.
I've heard many stories.
I mean, it was hard to be there, and soccer was the king at Anderson at the time, and it was tough. So Vince to come in and do that is and you had the opportunity to coach with him.
Oh yeah. That was a blessing. All those guys were such good guys, and I met almost everybody, including you two, through Vince.
Right.
That's
right. And then through Frank.
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, everyone I ever see or do anything with knew those two guys before I did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
So did you? I forget all the. You've coached so many things. I forget what is. Did you coach at You coach at Nagel now, or have you coached before and then came back?
I opened that building.
You opened that building.
Yeah, in 1999.
Wow.
And Frank said, "Go down, go ahead, and then I'm going to try to get you up here to the high school." And he says it'll be easy. Well, the first night of 8th grade tryouts, here comes 110 8th graders.
And at the time, you only keep 10.
Kept 10, but 5 were from Turpin and 5 were from Anderson.
Vomit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was like that the first 3 or 4 years. And I thought to myself, well, what do I show them? What? So I decided you really can't help either side. You just got to run something and teach them fundamentals and stuff like that. And it went good. And then I think I came up as the freshman coach when Jeff left, and you were the JV coach, and Dan and Frank were the varsity coaches.
Right. So you got to be, when you say he has to be the all-time winningest coach in Nagel. You got to be.
Jim Schaefer was there for 130 years.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think he's got more wins than you?
I don't know. I would have to dig that up.
It's got to be close, if anything. But I mean, for the amount of years you were there.
But did they keep stats?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that would.
And now you're back. Now he's back coaching at Nagel.
Yes.
This year you did?
Yes.
Did he really? What'd you do?
Seventh graders.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Well.
Yes.
Jeff was telling me they need this spot. They can't find anybody. I said, I am not doing basketball and reporting for baseball the first week of December.
Yeah.
I said, that's just too much.
Right.
It's too much. So he kept on me and on me. I said, all right. I said, get me the highest end pay you can and give me the 3:15 practice slot every day after school, which is more valuable to some people than...
Right, sure.
And I thought, well, they won't be able to do this. So the athletic director calls me back in 5 minutes and says, you got him.
Done. Called your bluff.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed those kids. They were... They kept me young. They kept me fresh. They kept me on my toes. There was no one that was any problems. I mean, with 7th grade boys, they're all idiots at some time.
Yeah,
That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
like we were. And but overall, it was a good experience for me. And it just the biggest mistake I made is when I started. It was real late, and I started throwing stuff together. Well, I was getting all my stuff out from high school.
Oh,
can't do that.
Yeah.
It's just too vast.
Too much,
right. You know, it's too much for them to learn.
Right.
And so I told him, and I use this word, I dumbed it down a lot.
Yeah. Right.
You know, to make it simple for them.
Right.
And we had a good year. I think we were a game or two over 500. And,
Nice.
And plans are I'm going to move up with them in the 8th grade next year.
Nice.
Because they were all pretty good.
Yeah.
But there's a couple that are really, really good.
Oh, good.
And then does Jeff go back? Does he go down to the 7th grade, or is he done?
Jeff wants to not put so much time into it.
Yeah.
So they're looking for a 7th grader, and Jeff's going to sit on my bench.
All right.
So it's going to be me and Jeff.
Good.
Me and
awesome.
Jeff. That's the plan between now and then. You know, we might be bombed or something between now and then. So who knows what could happen? But
well, that's awesome. Man.
That's the plan, and I'll be more prepared. I came in with my heels on fire. You know how it is when you're not prepared.
Yep.
Boy, and then teaching them out of bounds play, and for the first third of our season, something would always break down.
Yep.
A set or an out of bounds play.
Oh yeah.
4 were doing it right.
That's all it takes.
One is not doing it. In that 9 times out of 10, whatever you call it, it's over.
Screws it up.
Yeah. You know that as well as anybody.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you do football for Nagel at any point too, or just?
Yeah, when I left Anderson, Scott Peters left Anderson the next year, and then him and I did Nagel 8th grade for 2 years, and we lost 2 games in 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How'd you like doing that?
It was fine because it wasn't the weekend grind.
Yeah.
You know, some of those 7 o'clock Saturday morning.
I've heard some of these stories, and they usually seem to come up around the golf outing. We always seem to hear about these from a particular Rob Thuman.
Yeah. It was. We had some mornings where we were watching tape with like that. You know. But I wouldn't trade those days for anything. Those were super fun. Super fun.
So let's stick with a little bit of the football here. Let's talk a little bit about all the athletes and your time at Anderson High School. I mean, that was, for me, broadcasting was an awesome time. But talk a little bit about any particular teams that stuck out, or any particular players for you that you coached that stuck out to you.
Well, I was mostly involved on defense after I got away with throwing balls from Jeff, and we had a secondary coach and then we had a receiver coach. So it was Jeff and myself with the linebackers, then it was me and Trevor Ellison with linebackers, and then it was me and Bob Parrish with linebackers. And
Bob Parrish.
Yeah. And there was some. Joe Dunn always sticks out in my mind. Yeah. Alex Miller. Those were just good linebackers, man. And I had the opportunity to be on the team with my own son, although I never coached him because he was on the offensive side of the ball, which was pretty cool. I remember we were going over the lineups the Thursday before our first game, and Cookie said Matt was starting. I went, he is? He goes, yeah, he is. So it worked out. He got a lot of experience as a young guy.
I want to tell you something, Bobby, that I don't think I've ever told you. When Matt played, especially like his junior year and then senior year, unbelievable season. I can remember like as soon as something with Matt would happen, and you would be behind the players talking to your defense, and your head would pop up and watch Matt, just so you could get a glimpse, which I was so happy you were able to see that.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
And I did do those things. You just do that.
Oh,
it's just.
I wanted you to, and I'm glad you did. I mean, it was so cool because I wanted to make sure you didn't miss out on that.
Yeah, that was really a nice thing to have.
And he was so good.
Yeah,
he was so good, Bobby. It's okay, we can say it. He was that good.
Well, Bobby, I just want to tell you that too. I almost died because of your son one time for one of the games that I called. If you remember, the press box didn't have that railing.
Oh yeah.
So I climbed outside and sat on a chair.
It was the Winton Woods game.
And he caught that, and I jumped up and I slid on the cinder, and they grabbed I almost fell off because I was screaming so loud. So he almost killed me one game.
Imagine that.
I remember asking him, because Matt ran track too.
Yes, very good.
He could get up and go.
Right.
He could get up and go. And I said, later on that night, I said, were they in a zone? He said, no, they jumped into like a press man coverage. I said, okay.
Why?
That's not going to work for them.
And he ran by everyone.
Yes, he did.
And caught it with about 3 steps before going out of the back of the end zone.
That was incredible.
Yeah, that might be one of the loudest I've ever heard that place.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean, it was awesome.
It was
because that game was back and forth, wasn't it? For a while. That was the winning touchdown right there.
And then they started driving, and they ran out of time or something. So
that was crazy.
Did you coach Matt in basketball?
The first year at Nagel.
That's what I thought.
First year at Nagel.
So when you were the 8th grade coach, first year was Matt's first year, or Matt's 8th grade year at Nagel.
Dan Vale, Danny and Palazzari.
Wow. The star-studded cast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
But we were only like a game or two over 500 too, because it was the first year. I didn't know any of those kids or how they played basketball. So you know what I did? We started pressing teams as soon as we got off the bus.
Yeah.
I mean, we just pressed, and I had Matt and Danny.
They could fly.
Everybody else just reading up and stealing balls and getting down there.
Yeah.
And it was
That's
a lot
awesome.
of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Matt was fun to definitely call the games, man. he was incredible. I mean, he really was.
Yeah. He did a good high school thing and went off to college and called me one morning. He said, they switched me over to defense. So there was a long pause because I was...
Yeah, couldn't believe it.
I said, well, you can do 2 things. You can come home and be a student at UC or Miami or wherever you want to go, or you can suck it up and learn. He'd never tackled anyone in his life.
Right.
So he sat his whole freshman year.
Okay.
And he was on special teams his sophomore year, and halfway through his sophomore year, if I remember this right, he beat out a kid and never came off the field after that.
That's awesome.
At Brown University.
Yes. That is incredible.
One thing about all those Ivy League schools I visited, I was always the dumbest guy there. No question. No question. Not even close.
So let's get into the big day coming up here. April the 18th is the Hall of Fame, and Bob, you're getting inducted into well-deserved into the Anderson High School Hall of Fame, and it's going to be an awesome night. I've had the privilege of being in that and know what that whole night's about, and it's awesome. And what I love about it too is that my brother's going in the same class with you, which makes it even more special to be there. That you're going in, my brother's going in, and then our idols growing up, the 81, 82 teams going in. So it's a great class.
And their coach, Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders. Yeah. So Bob, again, congratulations. It's gonna be a fun night.
Yeah, so it'll be. I tried to get out of that. I remember Vince calling me and Frank calling. I was going, man, there's a lot of other people that deserve to be in there.
You talk about the years you've put in and dedicated to Anderson High School, Bobby. It's not even close. This is so well deserved, and we haven't even really talked about Danny about the fact that he's currently helping the varsity baseball team. With your nephew.
Yeah. So and Moose. Ryan is my nephew. Ryan's coaching the JV. Moose is helping out, and I know those two love it because they always call me or tell me stories about talking with you, and obviously the Bobisms and all the stuff stuff that we get, so they always tell me about all that. But that just speaks volumes of you, that you're still doing all this and helping out and with the kids. And I know the kids love you, and I think it's just a great honor, Bob.
Well, I appreciate it. It'll be nice, and I'm looking forward to it. And I don't do well when public speaking, so we'll see how I do.
I think you'll be fine.
And it's funny. Do we have time? I'll tell you Sean Brennan's story.
Yeah.
Well, I was out of baseball, I was out of basketball, and I was out of football. My body, as you two guys know, started betraying me a little bit, and I was not feeling my best. So one morning I get this call, and it says Sean Brennan. I go, I kind of remember him.
Yeah.
I kind of remember him. Not so good, but I kind of remember him. He says, Bob, it's Sean Brennan. I just got named the varsity baseball coach, and I want you as my assistant. I hope that's okay. And what's my cook's number?
Just like that. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. I said, pump the brakes here a little bit. So he did talk me into it. I said I'd give him 5 years, which this is the 5th year. But one thing with Sean is he makes it so fun for everyone.
Yeah.
And you feel a part.
Yeah.
Whether you think you're a part or not, you feel the part. He treats the kids so well. The kids all love him. It appears to.
Yeah.
They appear to all love him. And he's just a real good baseball mind. And he's just very fun and great to be around.
Yeah, he is a great dude.
Great guy.
Yes, yes. We just have calls and texts back and forth.
Yeah. Well, that, as you know, I mean, that's half the battle, is who you're coaching with. I mean, the time you're spending away from your family, you know, I mean, which just speaks volumes about all the time and effort you put in. And you know, we're going to talk about your family here in a minute, but just so well-deserved, you know, for you to go into Hall of Fame. So you should soak all this in, because everybody's there for you and loves you, and it's so awesome for you. I'm so happy for you.
Well, I appreciate that, and you know, I think I counted up 39 seasons.
Wow, man, Bobby.
So let me just throw this little nugget in there. That were you coaching when you moved down here and you first met my dad at a baseball game?
I was not. But I remember your dad sitting where he sat all the time.
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
and I didn't know I didn't know who he was, but I thought, that's a guy with passion for baseball. He was all over everything.
He was a nut.
I mean, he was. I said, that's fine. You need guys like that in the stands.
Yeah.
No, as long as they don't get personal about it, you need guys like that.
And I know you had to have an atta baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Atta baby.
Oh yeah. And then I got to meet your dad, and then the one year I coached with Newt, whatever year that was, 2015, I think. He was not around then, was he? No, he had already gone.
Yep.
Yeah. But I definitely remember him.
Yeah.
He was a character, man.
Yeah.
He was.
I've always felt, this is just my opinion, and I've told you this, you know, personally and just publicly. I think I've said it too, that they need to put on the basketball where your dad used to sit at the basketball court and put his plaque or put something there, because that's what I remember your dad playing basketball and him sitting, like doing that kneeling down or whatever he used to always do, or even by the baseball field. Yeah. You know, because your dad was a big part of everything.
Oh,
you know,
he would eat and sleep and everything, Anderson.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even from here.
I'd even, the shows over here when he makes that the little Anderson football thing he made here, and then his dad. But yeah, Bob, it's going to be a fun night. It's, you know, and I can't imagine if they did this in a place where they served alcohol, especially for that night. You know, I mean,
the speeches would get worse. They would get longer.
Yeah, stories
and slur. Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
Well, I think Timmy's on the same boat with you. He's a little nervous about getting up there. He doesn't want to do the public speaking. He told me, I said, you prepared your speech? And he said, yes. He said, I walk up and I say, thank you. And I said, you can't do that. Can't do that. So yeah, it's going to be a great night. I can't wait. I've heard, rumor is that everybody but possibly one is coming back from that 81-82 team.
Wow.
Two now?
Two.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Fergie was borderline, and now he's not making it. And Tony Dunaway obviously passed away, but that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's gonna be a fun night.
That'll be fun. Yeah. Sure.
So, Bob, I believe, just to make sure everybody knows, you still live in Anderson, right?
Yes.
And your kids are long gone from Anderson. You know, we're all still here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right,
yes. Emily lives in Strongsville, and she said she about come out of her skin today when that meteor
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
She said it was an explosion. She was working, from home today, and she heard it, and she said it was their garbage pickup day. She said she thought that the garbage truck
Blew up?
exploded.
No kidding.
Wow.
Yes.
I heard it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and it landed only part of it landed only one city south of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what does Emily do?
Emily is a research nurse at University Hospital in Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
She works incredibly hard. She has long days. I don't know what that all enthralls, a research nurse, but it's way beyond my pay grade.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And she's done so well for herself. She went to Bowling Green.
Okay.
And then she got her master's at Xavier.
Wow. That's awesome. Good for her.
So both my
I haven't
kids
seen her. I can't remember last time I saw her.
Yeah, she'll be there that night.
Good. Good to see her.
And Matt went to Brown and had a great career, nice career there.
And he's having a pretty good after career too.
Unbelievable, super smart, intelligent, and go-getter, just like his dad.
And this podcast is sponsored by Huron or whatever. What is it called? What's his
Huron? Yeah. He's doing, I guess, pretty good because they're starting to look at homes up in that area, and that's ridiculous. And he knows one of his college roommates, Zach Diossi.
Oh,
remember him?
Sure.
He played for the Giants.
Yeah,
lives kind of down and around the corner a little bit, and Eli Manning's between the two of them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my goodness.
So in Summit, New Jersey's really nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of reminds you of Marymount or Hyde Park, something like that. It's
nice.
Super nice.
I see his videos. I see his videos of getting up in the morning and videotaping himself what time he's getting up in the morning and running. The guy's a beast still, man.
Yeah.
Still a beast.
He's nonstop.
At age 40 years old, he did the 40-mile Manhattan Challenge.
Jesus Christ.
I said,
I'm sure that was easy for him.
why did you do that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm 40, so I had to do 40
Well,
sit-ups.
40. Yeah.
Do 40 sit-ups.
We were not doing that. Yeah.
No.
We're doing 40 shots.
Yeah.
40 ounces.
Yeah, and Bobby, and as we say on all these podcasts, a lot of your time and effort cannot go unnoticed without talking about your wife, Terry.
Oh my!
And I'll be the first one on the podcast to say how she has put up with you over the. Terry's a very great human who has patience of anybody, and she has sat through so many countless games. Just a saint.
Just a saint. And you know what? I've told people this, and maybe it's happened, but I don't know. But as I would leave to go to practice or a game, I never remember her saying, "Boy, I wish we could do something else today," because she knew that's what I'm all about.
That was your passion.
And I respect her to death. She runs the house, because I'm not at the house very much. And she's working. She retired at Indian Hill. Now she's working at the Anderson Senior Center, which is perfect for her because it's 90 seconds from her house. And today I stopped in to see her with St. Patrick's Day. So they were all gurgling stuff in their green outfits and stuff. So she goes, "Do you want to eat lunch here?" I said, "No. Bring it home." But those people are nice, and they need someone like her. Because she really does a good job there.
Awesome.
Job well done, Bobby, on getting the life partner with Terry, and then the two incredible kids you have.
So much of
it's
more of it's her than me, believe me. And people say that all the time, but more of it's her than me.
Well, I'd have to say that we're all lucky because my wife puts up with all the crap that I do. I mean, so from think about it with me too. You're talking every Friday night. I'm not home on Friday night from August to whatever, and I jump right into basketball. And so, same way with you, with Donna. We've been lucky to have great wives that support us and let us do what we like to do.
Yes. Terry told me one time, she goes, "Well, what time do you play tonight during our first game this past season?" I said, "What do you want to go there for?" Nagel basketball. You've been out of that building for 20 years. What do you want to come back? She'd come to all the home games.
No kidding.
See, that's awesome. That is incredible.
Says something.
Yeah. So hey, we're gonna wrap this up, but I probably should have warned you about this, but I want you to give me some of your favorite memories that you had, just as coaching, or a game or some players or something like that. So just give me some memories. So give me something that sticks out to you.
Football, the battles with St. X and Winton Woods. I always thought those were extra special. Well, people would say, well, what about Turpin? Well,
right.
No, those teams were, one was faster and X was just better. So I always wanted to beat those teams, and we talked about the Winton Woods game. That was crazy too. And we beat Muller down in Matt's senior year. That was really fun. Basketball, just being around good guys all the time. Steve, Frank, Dan. Jeff, we were all winning, it seemed like, at that time. We get done with the varsity games and someone would race to Applebee's to get the big table with the 8 chairs. That's where we would go. That's where we would go. And that was fun. Another memory of basketball is the night I turned 50. The kids all warmed up with 50 jerseys on.
Did they really? That's cool.
Did Terry do that? Who did that?
No, I think it was my basketball moms at the time, Mrs. Beebe and Mrs. Brooks.
Sure. I can see them doing that.
Well, pregame was halfway over, and everyone kept looking at me. I'm thinking, what? And the moms were looking at me. I didn't notice they had the shirts on.
I remember that.
That's funny.
Yeah. And I went, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it is, Winton Woods beat us that year, and it was 2 days after the state championship game. Up there, we opened with Winton Woods.
Really?
We got drilled.
Wow.
I had one out of bounds play in one set, and neither one of them were worth it. So that night, we beat them 50-31.
No kidding, on your 50th.
50th. And Brandon Bornhauser put in a layup with 2 seconds left to make it 50.
I haven't heard his name.
Yeah, how about that?
That is crazy. That is awesome. That is awesome.
And in baseball, just the good experience I've had in the last 5 years with Sean and in the team. I have really a couple favorites that have played for us in baseball. One of them's our shortstop now, and the other one's our center fielder. We had those guys as freshmen, and this is their senior year.
Just to see the progression.
Yes, and they're both good kids, and they just bleed this sport, and they're very easy to work with. And Brad Moore and Hudson Best, they're I like them all, but those are 2 guys I really like seeing every day.
That's awesome. No, that is good. And we could probably go on for hours just sitting here talking about everything. I've got a lot of stories that I would love to tell, but I won't. We'll keep it down. I know you've got some on me. I've got some on Steve, and some of us together.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is the G version. We'll do part 2.
The part 2 will be Vegas.
Vegas stories.
We'll keep that down to what it is, because we don't want to ruin anything else. But now, I tell you what, this is probably the best time of the year too. Obviously the March Madness coming up, and then obviously the Hall of Fame. I cannot wait. It's going to be a fun night. So there's a chance to get out there and come to the Hall of Fame. I still think they still have some seats left to do that. So if you get out there, come on and check Bobby and my brother and all the other inductees. It's going to be an absolutely fun night, and then the after party should be pretty fun too as well.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So 6 months ago they said it, and I thought, well, that's a long time from now.
I know.
Here it is. Yeah, I know. Here we go.
It's coming up.
Sean didn't schedule a game that night purposely.
Well, good.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
really cool.
Yeah, I think a couple years ago when we had, I think they had a game, because I think I remember that. I think they were having a game.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I remember that.
Well, that is good. So it's going to be a big crowd there. So Bob, again, sorry it's taken so long to get you on here, but we appreciate you being on, and we thought how fitting it is that you're going to the Hall of Fame, that we get you on here. And again, if you guys are out there listening and watching, you can get us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and like and subscribe that YouTube channel. Keep it going. And Steve and I will have a new podcast coming up here shortly. We've changed and rebranded our podcast, and we'll kind of explain it later on. But look out for that, because that's going to be a lot of fun to get involved with. And but it's fun to be back now that Steve's kind of out of basketball for a little bit, because it was hard to get our podcast in with everybody's busy schedule. But again, just don't forget to like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can catch us and Bob's. You can actually catch the audio version or the video version as well. So
awesome.
Make sure to tune that in. So we appreciate it. So we're going to wrap it up here. So again, for Dan Albert, Steve Ellis, and Bob Mullenax, you've been listening to This Week in Anderson. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, guys.